So you're probably looking at the title of this video and thinking, Mu'adh, what the heck can you teach me about making friends? You don't have any and you spend all day staring at a camera. And to that I'd say, well, you didn't have to say it like that, first of all. But second, I'm getting pretty much everything from a book. Assalamu alaikum, what is up guys? We are back with another video and I'm super excited for this one because I feel like this is a topic that a lot of people lack and a lot of people need to know how to talk to people, how to make new friends. Nowadays with everything just being digital, our generation is seriously lacking in social skills and being able to talk to people and to connect with people on a deeper level. All the tips that I'm gonna give you guys, I got from this book called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This book is single-handedly the thing that completely changed my social skills. Like, it helped me realize things that were sort of apparent to me, but I didn't really realize or implement until I read this book. So I 100% recommend for every young man and woman to read this book, and I'll leave a link down below in the description. Also, before we start, I asked you guys last video for like a name for our channel or our group. You know, like different YouTubers have different names. So I asked you guys for a name, and after dozens of suggestions, the name that had the majority vote was Halal Homies. I personally like it. I don't know how long it'll last for, but if you guys absolutely hate it, then let me know and we'll think of something else. But for now, y'all are my halal homies. Anyways, let's get into this book. Tip number 1 is to never criticize, condemn, or complain. Nowadays, it's really common that if somebody messes up or does something stupid, you know, you criticize them for it, you complain, you yell at them, the whole 9 yards. But it doesn't matter what somebody does or how badly they mess up. If you just come at them with pure criticism, they're never going to admit their fault and they're going to feel like they are being wronged. Criticism is dangerous because it wounds a person's precious pride, hurts his sense of importance, and arouses resentment. Basically, you're never going to get somebody to admit that they did something wrong if you just come at them with criticism. Benjamin Franklin said that any fool can criticize, condemn, and complain, and most fools do. But it takes character and self-control to be understanding and forgiving. If you just want to let your anger out on somebody, then yeah, criticize them, yell at them, curse them to hell, whatever. But if you genuinely want to help somebody, you need to have some mercy and understanding. You have to be empathetic with them and try to figure out why they do what they do. That's a whole lot more profitable than just yelling at them and telling them what they did wrong. And the chapter ends with a beautiful quote where he says, God himself does not propose to judge man until the end of his days. So why should you and I? So lesson number 1, don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Lesson number 2 is to give honest and sincere appreciation. John Dewey, who is one of America's greatest philosophers, said that the deepest urge in human nature is the desire to be important. Everybody craves that feeling of importance, that feeling that they matter, but very rarely do people actually get it. Think about it. How often do you tell people how important they are, how much you value them? And how often do you hear that from other people? Charles Schwab said that the way to develop the best that is in a person is by appreciation and encouragement. People will naturally gravitate towards you if you tell them how important they are and give them that sense of value. Fortunately, with most people, it's the complete opposite, right? People will be very, very eager to point out a fault in someone or criticize them. And then if somebody does something good, they'll usually just kind of keep to themselves. They won't praise them, they won't appreciate them. If you want to be valuable in the eyes of people, constantly tell them how much you appreciate them, how much you love them, how much you value them. People crave appreciation just as much as they crave food, right? It's looked at as a crime if you let your family or your employees go for days without food, but then we'll let them go for days, weeks, even years without honest appreciation. The key here though is sincerity. You have to be sincere when you give appreciation to somebody, because if not, then you're just flattering them, and that doesn't work. People can see right through flattery and it'll do a lot more harm than good for you in the long run. Again, the key here is to be sincere. Don't think about yourself, think about the other person and genuinely try to point out good qualities in them. Showing appreciation to other people and pointing out their good qualities is cheap, it's easy, it doesn't cost you anything, yet the benefits that it has can last you a lifetime. So find the good in people, point it out, don't use flattery, and watch them gravitate towards you. So, different day, same video, much better lighting. Let's get this over with. The third point, and in my opinion, the most important one, is to be genuinely interested in other people. Show interest in other people's lives and their stories and their experiences and their random rants that they tell you. Give other people genuine attention and show them that you care. We live in an age now more than ever where most people are just concerned about themselves, or mainly concerned about themselves. All they think about is themselves, all they want to talk about is themselves, all they want other people to talk about is themselves, right? They want a spotlight on them in their lives. If you watch two people talking, most of the time they just take turns talking about themselves. Like, it's actually really interesting. One person will start talking about what they did over the weekend, and the next person will jump in and say what they did, and they'll just go back and forth talking about themselves. If instead of talking about yourself and trying to get other people interested in you, if you show interest in other people, those people will tend to gravitate towards you. There's a beautiful quote in the book where he says you can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you. If we merely try to impress people and get people interested in us, we'll never have many true, sincere friends. Real friends are not made that way. Think about why people love dogs so much, right? Other than the fact that they're adorable, they will patiently and eagerly wait for you to get home and then just attack you with love and hugs and barks. A dog doesn't have any ulterior motives when it shows you affection, right? It's not trying to sell you something or propose to you. After reading this chapter in the book, I tried this as well, and it definitely works. And it doesn't take any effort at all. Like, you just have to be interested in people and genuinely ask them like how they're doing, what they're doing, how they do it. So when you're talking to somebody, try to limit the amount of time that you spend talking about yourself, right? Talk about them, get to know them. If they seem particularly passionate about something, ask them about it, right? And be genuinely interested in it. We can't be so selfish where we only talk or get to know somebody because we want something out of them. That's no way to live. People will definitely catch on quickly, and it just does a lot more harm than good. I'll end with this quote. It is the individual who is not interested in his fellow men who has the greatest difficulties in life and provides the greatest injury to others. It is from among such individuals that all human failures spring. And the last tip that we'll end on, probably the easiest, simplest one, is to remember someone's name and to smile. Now, I know you're probably thinking, Mu'adh, I have such a hard time remembering people's names. I'm not a name person, I'm a fake dude. Just stop, just stop, please. None of us have an easy time remembering people's names, okay? But the people who actually put in effort to remember someone's name, those are the ones that succeed. If you genuinely have a hard time remembering people's names, create some sort of way to have you remember, right? Once you meet them, repeat the name in your head, try to tie it with some sort of like acronym or something that'll make it easy to remember. But don't just wave it off, because someone's name is a lot more important than you think. And then there's smiling, right? Probably one of the easiest things that you can do, but it has so much meaning behind it. Actions speak a lot louder than words, right? And a genuine smile tells someone, I'm happy. Right? You make me happy. I'm glad to see you. And we're talking about genuine smiles, right? We're not talking about the kind of smile a stranger will give you when you walk by them on the sidewalk, like not that kind of smile. That kind of smile doesn't fool anybody. It's completely mechanical, and we resent it. Real heartwarming smiles that come from within, make people feel welcome, make people feel that you want them to be there. Again, this is why dogs or babies are such a big hit, right? Because when they smile at you, you know it's sincere. You know they're genuinely happy to see you. What if you don't feel like smiling, right? What if you're having a bad day and you just really don't want to smile? Force yourself to anyways. Your actions and your feelings go together. So if you can regulate your action by doing happy things, the feeling of being happy will follow. And on that note, I want to end this video with probably my favorite quote in the entire book. And this is something that everybody needs to hear. Everybody in the world is seeking happiness, and there's one sure way to find it. That is by controlling your thoughts. Happiness doesn't depend on outward conditions, it depends on inner conditions. It isn't what you have or who you are or where you are or what you're doing that makes you happy or unhappy. It is what you think about. For example, 2 people may be in the same place doing the same thing. Both might have an equal amount of money and prestige, but one may be miserable and the other happy. Why? Because of a different mental attitude. Abraham Lincoln once remarked that most folks are about as happy as they make up their minds to be. He was right. I can't really say anything to top that, so we're gonna end the video there. But if you're gonna take one thing from this entire video, remember that last part. It's not who you are or where you are or your outer conditions that make you happy. Your happiness depends on your inner condition. With that being said, my halal homies, thank you guys for watching another video. Halal homies, I don't know. Are we sticking with that name? Anyways, thank you guys for watching another video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Wassalamu alaikum.